The relationship between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia has always held a unique and historic significance. It is not merely based on diplomacy or temporary interests, but deeply rooted in faith, sacrifice, and brotherhood. And when recently, both nations signed a new agreement that not only pledged to defend one another, but also entrusted Pakistan with the honorable responsibility of protecting the humanitarian convoys carrying food to Gaza, it became more than a political or military pact. It became a beacon of hope for the entire Muslim Ummah and for humanity at large. This agreement tells the world that when two brotherly Islamic nations put aside their differences and narrow interests to unite for a common purpose, they do not only strengthen their own people, but light the torch of hope for the oppressed everywhere. Saudi Arabia has always stood as one of Pakistan's closest allies, supporting Pakistan since its very inception, whether during wars or during economic crises. And Pakistan has always considered the defense and security of Saudi Arabia as part of its own duty. The spiritual bond of the Pakistani people with the holy lands of Mecca and Medina is so strong that it lives in the heartbeat of every Pakistani. And it is precisely because of this unbreakable spiritual and emotional connection that when this new responsibility was given to Pakistan, the nation accepted it not only with its military strength, but also with the spirit of faith and sacrifice. These convoys going to Gaza are not merely carrying bags of flour or bottles of water. Each grain of wheat is a prayer, each drop of water is a hope, and every box of aid is a symbol of life for those children of Gaza, whose eyes have seen nothing but fear and darkness. And when Pakistan steps forward with its army and resources to protect these convoys, it is declaring to the world that the oppressed are not alone. There is someone who feels their pain, someone who hears their cries, and someone who wishes to bring peace to their terrified hearts. This agreement is not just about strengthening ties between two countries. It sends a powerful message to the entire world that the Muslim Ummah is alive, that it can stand together for one another's protection, and that it can become a shield for the weak rather than bow before the powerful. Pakistan has always been recognized for its military strength, its spirit of sacrifice, and its resilience in times of hardship. And today, as it takes on the responsibility of safeguarding the Gaza convoys, this role becomes not only a military duty, but also a spiritual test. For these routes are not easy. The convoys do not simply pass through distances. They cross through rivers of fire, bullets, and blood. In this way, Pakistan's role becomes a source of pride for every member of the Ummah. By entrusting Pakistan with this sacred duty, Saudi Arabia has shown its confidence and trust in Pakistan's armed forces and its professional capabilities, knowing that this mission will be carried out with faith, dedication, and skill. This agreement stands as a milestone for the future because it will not only deepen the defense ties between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia, but will also send a message to the rest of the Muslim world to rise to their responsibilities, to stand with the oppressed, and to contribute their resources for the safety of such humanitarian convoys. The times demand that we move beyond mere resolutions and statements, and Pakistan has taken the first practical step by committing itself to this mission. This agreement is an example that when there is faith in the heart and sincerity in the intention, then borders cannot be barriers. Lack of resources cannot stop progress, and the conspiracies of the enemy cannot succeed. The promise between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia is not merely a signature on paper. It is a vow written in the hearts of their people, a promise that is not only about political interests, but about protecting humanity, faith, and dignity. In the end, it can rightly be said that this agreement is writing a new history. It is the dawn of a new morning, and it is the declaration that the convoys of the oppressed will no longer be left unguarded. They will be protected by Pakistan. They will carry prayers that lift the entire Ummah. And they will carry hopes that will forever remain tied to the sacred promise Pakistan and Saudi Arabia made before the world today.